But it's kind of a remarkable thing to deal with pressure by interpreting what your body is experiencing as excitement rather than nerves.
I've tried it. I've told myself, you're not nervous, this is just excitement. And for me, there's a little voice inside my head that says, that's BS, you're nervous.
But I don't negotiate with my mind. I run this in my heart and soul. I don't let the brain run. I use my brain. I don't let my brain use me.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time. What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have Michael Jordan level talent. Add something, and I want you to find it, embrace it, and use it to make a difference. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message. Interpret nervousness as excitement. Over to you, Simon Sinek.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going. I wake up every morning.
I was watching the Olympics, this last Summer Olympics, and I was amazed at how bad the questions were that the reporters would ask all the athletes. And almost always, they asked the same question, whether they were about to compete or after they competed. Were you nervous, right? And to a T, all the athletes went, no, right? And what I realized is it's not that they're not nervous, it's their interpretation of what's happening in their bodies. I mean, what happens when you're nervous, right? Your heart rate starts to go, you sort of get a little tense, you get a little sweaty, right? You have expectation of what's coming, and we interpret that as, I'm nervous. Now, what's the interpretation of excited? Your heart rate starts to go, you're anticipating what's coming, right? You get a little sort of like tense. It's all the same thing. It's the same stimuli, except these athletes, these Olympic quality athletes have learned to interpret the stimuli that the rest of us would say is nervous as excited. They all say the same thing. No, I'm not nervous. I'm excited. And so I've actually practiced it just to tell myself when I start to get nervous that this is excitement. Yeah. And so I used to speak in front of a large audience and somebody would say, how do you feel? I used to say, a little nervous. Now when somebody says, how do you feel? I'm like, really excited, actually. And it came from just sort of telling myself, no, this is excitement. And it becomes a little bit automatic later on. But it's kind of a remarkable thing to deal with pressure by interpreting what your body is experiencing as excitement rather than nerves. And it's really kind of effective. It makes you want to rush forwards rather than pull back, and yet it's the same experience.
So I'm going to be honest with you, this method doesn't work for me. When I'm about to take a big stage, when I'm about to go and give a big speech, and I'm feeling nervous, I've got this pit in my stomach, I've tried it. I've told myself, you're not nervous, this is just excitement. And for me, there's a little voice inside my head that says, that's BS, you're nervous. It just doesn't work for me. And listen, Simon recommends it. I know Mel Robbins recommends it well, and lots of people have used it and has worked for them. It just doesn't work for me. So why am I including this clip? It's because the most important part here is you need to find the thing that works for you. When you are nervous about something, it's a sign that you are about to do something important. If you are scared of something, that's the thing that you need to go off and do. If you are living your life so safe that you're never scared, you're always running against 3-year-olds and you win 100% of the time, it means that you're living your life too safe. When you are nervous and scared about something, that's the path that you need to take, and whatever strategy helps you overcome those nerves and push through, that's what you need to embrace and go all in at. So Simon does interpret nerves as excitement. Here's what I do. I make it about the audience, I make it about the customers, I make it about you, and not about me. As soon as I can make it about the people that I'm trying to serve, then I get more calm, then I get more relaxed, then I get actually more excited in the process. So here's a quick example. I was speaking on stage in Paris. I was doing this big event. I was the keynote speaker. I was closing the show. And I wanted to try a different experiment. Normally when I get up and do my speeches, I have these PowerPoint decks and these slides that go alongside. And I'm never reading from the deck, but they always they're good timestamp to know where I'm at. And if I fall off track, it's easy to know where I'm at and what point I want to come up with next. I decided that I wanted to do a presentation with no slides. So I had one slide, that was it. The entire presentation, I had one slide. And even thinking about that made me nervous, made me scared. What if I forget? What if I pass out? What if I blank and I'm on stage in front of all these people? I've been paid money to be here. I'm the keynote speaker. I don't want to let my contacts down. And because I was nervous, that meant I had to do it. right? When you are scared or nervous about something, that's the path. I had to do it. And so while I was practicing, while I was getting ready, I'm about to get on stage, I'm feeling the butterflies, I'm feeling nervous. The guy who was coming up in front of me didn't really do that well on stage, which made me feel even more nervous. Like I need to do really well because the last guy kind of sucked the energy out of the room. So I need to bring the energy up. And the more I'm getting nervous, the more I'm talking to myself, the more it makes it worse. It makes it worse. It makes it worse. I'm sitting there in the front row waiting to get my turn to come on. Let me come on. I want to speak. I got to bring this crowd back up. I want to close the show strong. The butterflies are coming. And then the thing that works for me is I make it about them. I make it about service. It's like I am here to give these people a powerful message. I am here because these people need to leave this session feeling empowered and inspired to go off and make a difference in their companies when they go back home. I am capable of delivering that message, and I want these people to get immense value out of this talk that's about to come. And as soon as I make it about them, as soon as I filter it through the lens of service to others, that's what really gets me going. Then it made it a lot easier. Then now I'm confident coming up on stage. Then I am actually excited to get up and do the thing. And so Simon and Mel and a bunch of others say, use your nervousness and interpret it as excitement. For me, it's about going through the lens of service and helping the people that you're going to be connecting with. For others, they have their own strategies. The most important thing for you to understand is you need to find a thing that works for you. Try Simon's strategy, try mine, try a bunch of others. Recognize that being nervous is the path to doing great things. Being nervous is the path to allowing you to be fulfilled and to live the life and build the business that you want to live and build. And so figuring out the strategy that will help you do there is paramount. Now I've got a really special bonus clip for you that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, how do you deal with nerves? Do you like Simon's strategy? Do you like my strategy? Is there another method that you use? I would love to hear from you. Leave in the comments below. I'm curious, but I think it'll also help everybody else watching who has to deal with nerves. You're giving them another strategy that they can use. So give some love to Believe Nation. Leave your strategy in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself and whatever your one word is. Much love. I'll see you again tomorrow morning for another shot of Entspresso, and enjoy the bonus clip.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going.
But I don't negotiate with my mind. I run this in my heart and soul. I don't let the brain run. I use my brain. I don't let my brain use me. Everybody has a place where they get fearful. It's just the human mind. It's there. It's not that you're not going to be fearful. I think what it really is just, again, training yourself to say, I can be fearful and I can do it anyway. I don't have to get rid of the fear. I just have to dance with it. I have to use the energy of it to move myself forward. And I found in the early days, I used to, like, when I was trying to make a decision, I would do what I called my rocking chair test. I took a helicopter ride one time. We're flying straight across all the people, bumper to bumper, no stop. This is the way to live. What would it take to, learn how to fly a helicopter? Money, time, energy, where am I gonna fit all this in? What would life be like? I'm 85 years old, I'm in my rocking chair, and I flew helicopters, and I took my friends and family and took the doors off, and we screamed down on the water, and we lived this life where you could go wherever you want the way you want. It was like, wow. I looked at what that life would be, felt it felt incredible. And what if you never learn? What if you come up with all these fears? I don't have time, I don't have the money, I don't know if I can do it, I don't know if I can master it, and you let the fears dominate me, and I never learned to fly a helicopter, and I'm 85 in my rocking chair, and I look back on my life and I missed out on all that. But the fastest way to deal with fear is do it anyway. You don't have to feel good to do stuff. That's an illusion. Make yourself do it. What I've trained my brain is when I say do it, we do it. Doesn't matter if it feels good. Doesn't matter if it's too cold. Doesn't matter if I don't feel like. Doesn't matter if I'm fearful. I do it anyway. And when you train yourself to do it anyway, you have a freedom most people will never have.
And Tom Hanks said something to me when we were doing Saving Private Ryan that always stuck with me, which was, I was asking him about a movie he did with Jackie Gleason. And I said, what was it like to work with Jackie Gleason? And he thought about it for a second. He said, I made a decision to not be nervous. And I went, what? And he goes, I knew everyone was so nervous around him. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to be nervous around him. And once he realized I was treating him like, a fellow human being, we really had this great working relationship. And it was really good advice,
And so you try to do that yourself?
I was trying to do it with Tom Hanks at the time, you don't get anywhere being genuflecting to, somebody.
If you tell yourself a story long enough, you start to believe it. And once you believe it, you act like it.
I have tussled with a whale, I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. Now you know I'm bad. Only last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick.
The fundamental key to success is
It can take between 18 and 254 days of taking action for a new habit to stick. I've created a new course called 254 Confidence, where every single day for 254 days, I will be sending you a video between 30 seconds and 5 minutes long that you start your morning with around making you feel confident. It's absolutely free. Check out the link in the description below to get access.